Okay, well, it is pretty much dead on 7 p.m. on Sunday, the 28th of September. September nearly over. Haven't really got anything done this weekend. Got things done, just not allotmenting things. The area I'm pointing at here is the potting table on the property where we live. It's a shared property with like different bungalows and a house. We rent one of the bungalows. But I get to use the space around the place, and I have been potting stuff up. This is just some shiso. I didn't want to kind of kill it because Kat's been looking after it so well, so I've kept that, potted it on. We'll get a little bit of time out of it. We've got a pretty big amount of shiso down on the plot. That's a cordyline. We thought it was dead. We put its pot outside, and this summer it popped up a little sprout. So I've potted that on with a hopefully appropriate compost. These tall ex-rose pots, I think they are all different varieties of Szechuan peppercorn. And what I've done with them is I've chopped their tops off a bit and put them into some good soil, hopefully, in the hope that they survive. As you can see, they've got some leaf on them. They've been on and off. They didn't like being taken outside later this year, but they seem to have partly recovered. This one over here obviously has no leaves, if you can see that from that angle. It's just a stick, but it's still alive, and there are some buds on it. These have survived a couple of years of mistreatment, in fact, so I'm hoping they'll hang on there. They are the almost last remnants of some exotic plants I bought from a place called Jungle Plants or something, but they had a lot of interesting bits and pieces. This also came from them. That's a lily pilly, which is alive despite appearances, and that's some sort of passiflora, passion flower thing over there. Back here we have the various seed trays I've just done, which include a couple of different sorts of spinach, a couple of different sorts of mustard, some claytonia, some chard, and what are these two down here in my 3D printed trays? Oh yeah, golden frill mustard and minutina, or no, not sea buckthorn, just buckthorn, I think, something like that. So there's some seeds. Sorry, the light's a bit low, so I'm not sure how. This is probably going to come out a bit grainy. This is a mixed seed packet of cactus. We saw them somewhere the other day and went, oh yeah, we'll try that. So that's in a sort of a sandy mix with a bit of sand sprinkled on top. These are our pig face. What are they properly called? I've already forgotten. No, it's escaped me right now. But we've grown them from seed this year, and we've done this before. They didn't really survive very well, but these ones have survived. And then over here we've got those pink strawberries we picked up at B&Q a little while back, which I've now separated out. Some of these don't have a lot of root on them, so I don't know how well they're going to go, but we'll see. So I'm going to get this all watered, and we'll be good to go. While I'm here, might as well have a little walk around. This is our patch of artichokes, aka Jerusalem artichokes, and that just sort of looks after itself, and we dig some up occasionally. This is a patch we haven't used very well this year. This is sort of shared area of the property we live on, and this is the summer house, which we have just been granted exclusive use of, in exchange for doing the mowing and stuff around here, because the woman who used to do it has left. So I think it's a fair exchange. And this is the little greenhouse, which we haven't made very good use of this year. You can see I've got some not well looked after chilli seedlings there. You can see those little Bucchino chilies, which we never even planted or potted up this year, sadly. There's all sorts going in here. Looks like there's a chard down there. There's some tomatoes down there with some actual fruit on it. Some weeds, some parsley, and these pots here are ginger. But yeah, that's just a little wander around our place up the back. And this hedge is something else I'm supposed to chop back. Sort of beating through the jungle here. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to today. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more done during the week. I'm not quite sure what's happening with the videos at the moment, because I've done the one from the first weekend of September, and there's the second weekend, which I have lost half the footage for, and then there's PyCon weekend, which I wasn't here for, have some footage from after it, and there's this weekend, which this is the only footage I've taken so far, so we'll see. just got these little diaries going as best I can. It's a funny time of year. We should be making more use of things, but it rained today and we did other things yesterday. Anyway, that'll wrap me up for today. Righty. Well, it's just past 6 p.m. On what is it? It's Tuesday. The 30th of September, the last day of September, is upon us. We didn't make it down here at all this weekend, as I think I said in the bit of video that probably comes right before this, if I haven't lost it like last time. It's not been a good few weeks for videoing, really. I've nipped in here on the way home from work. As the days are drawing shorter and shorter, I had to leave work quite early to get here in daylight. Which was 4:30 p.m. today. I got into work at 7:30 a.m. to make this possible, and that's a pattern I'm going to try and repeat. As you can see, as I kind of pan around the place, things aren't looking a lot different here than usual. These potatoes are starting to grow and flop over everywhere. Our very late beans are shooting up. I think we'll get some beans out of them before things are over. Maybe. No real sign of flowers yet, but we'll see. Our bean frames that Kat recently propped back up are all askew again. There's some beans over there and I am just not bothering with them. We're just going to let them grow and harvest them as large fruit. Something really likes these radishes in the front here, clearly, because they're getting totally munched on, whereas those ones obviously are not tasty. Strange. It's funny how these things work sometimes. One's a black variety, I think, and the other's a pink and green variety or something like that. Everything's kicking along okay, all in all, without us around, without lack of attention. I'm mainly down here to grab a bit of basil out of the polytunnel here and maybe harvest some tomatoes while I'm at it. I don't have any tools on me, so I don't even have any snippers for side shooting. But tomorrow is work from home Wednesday and the weather is currently predicted to be fairly clear. So hopefully I'll be able to make use of it. Something's smelling a bit dead round here. Not sure what. Oh, I hope you don't mind spiders, because... Hello. Spidey's not smelling dead. Spidey's just hanging out there. But yes, anyway, spiders aside, let's see. Oh yeah, these are looking good. Yeah, happy with them. A few more splits. You can see there's a split one right in there. But mostly they're looking okay and not split, so that's good. What else is there to have a look at while I'm here briefly? The chilli house, of course. I'm seeing more red, more colour in here, which is good. A bit of orange down there, you might be able to see. Yeah. But not quite as much as I'd like to be seeing. I'm going to close these windows today up the top. Hopefully then the greenhouse can trap a bit more heat. Oh, we have some proper colour coming up on some naga chilies down there. So that's pretty good to see, and I can see a few more red nagas hiding in there. Dastardly bindweed hiding next to our 7-pot primo. Some little black eggs or something on that. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't mind, so long as it eats that, I'm happy. I don't mind. Bugs can eat as much bindweed as they want. Probably going to be time to collect our pumpkins soon, because they're looking like it's time for harvesting, really. Yeah, they're looking good down there. And there's this bonus Waltham butternut over here next to the fence that I didn't spot till quite late in the game. Still got quite a green stem on it. But the plant itself looks like it's pretty much end of life. Got this vine I'm following down here on the ground all the way to actually quite a big Queensland blue, which I think is still bigger than it was last time I looked at it. So I'm not going to pull them all off in a hurry. I'm going to let them have a bit more time. Anyway, time for me to do a bit of a harvest and then get out of here. This week's postcard might have some video in it from tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, it's just me talking about planting some seeds and potting on the weekend, which is what I did late on Sunday, and then this. But we'll see if we can get a bit more done tomorrow. Oh, look at that! Always exciting to see a fungus. And there's another one over there. That's cool. Probably not edible. We wouldn't be so lucky. And oh yeah, the gherkins are definitely looking fairly over. Oh, and we have a glitter kitten. Hey glitter kitten, I'm over here. Glitter kitten's not interested. Hey! I think glitter kitten may be used to the fact that we tend to dispense the food over in that spot there. Hey, hey! I actually have food in the back of the car for you. Give me a moment and I'll come and get you a feed. Okay. This is the keenest I've seen glitter kitten for a feed for a long time. Normally glitter kitten shows minor disdain towards the food we provide. But wow, that makes me worry. That makes me worry about what's going on with glitter kitten's home, assuming glitter kitten has a home. Okay, well, something smells dead back here, which is always a bit of a worry. Yeah, it's okay. I'm trying to do a one-handed open here. Oh yeah. Okay, come on. Makes me wish I had something more nourishing than some bickies. But there we go. Wow. Don't rush. Don't rush. Don't rush. Okay. Well, that's one ravenous glitter kitten. Interestingly, glitter kitten's collar is back around the glittery direction. A curiosity. Well, that's a unusual second helping for glitter kitten. I thought I'd better throw a few more biscuits in there because it polished off the first load I put in there and it's already back for more. So yeah, I'm a bit worried. But glitter kitten's looking pretty healthy, despite the appetite. We'll see. Not much done. I didn't pick any tomatoes. I have a handful of basil for our Italian night dinner. Tuesday's Italian night. I have closed those windows in the greenhouse, and that's it. I have fed the glitter kitten. So, ticking off the important jobs. Yeah, hopefully tomorrow we'll manage to grab a bit of time down here and get some more done. There's tomatoes we can harvest for certain, and other jobs to do. I was thinking, now that I've closed those what do you call it, windows on the greenhouse, the next thing I need to do is potentially cover up the window that's open. But yeah, here we go. Oh, I'm going to have to stop this and give Glitter Kitten a bit of a scritch. Whoop, where are you gone? There it is. Or not. Nope. I was going to, but Glitter Kitten has decided to just trek off. I think it may have spotted something to hunt, looking for a critter. Okay, that's me signing off. And it's 1800 on the 1st of October. Huh, October already. We are racing against the short day, the coming of night, to do some picking. Obviously have a few tomatoes to pick. We pick any that have picked up a decent colour. So they are contenders there. And look at those chonkers up the top. Wow. So yeah, tomatoes to pick. Plenty of tomatoes. These yellow cherries this year, I think it was Galena, have not been fantastic. Though it's funny, they're actually kind of having a second wind right at the moment. I'm going to do a bit of side shooting, but I'm probably going to take the tips off any of the larger tomato plants because I don't think we want them to try and grow or set much more fruit. That smell I mentioned yesterday seems to be in full force in the polytunnel. I'm a bit worried something has managed to find its way into a IBC and has died a death in one. We'll see. Well, actually, we probably won't see because they're not actually possible to really get into, especially the bottom one. Anyway, so I've started harvesting the quince. So that's pretty exciting. These are literally just falling off in my hand right now, which is perfect, and I can smell them. I walked past the tree when I got here and I was like, oh, I can smell the quince. I think that's time to pick them. By this time last year, we had actually made our quince jelly with our 6 or so quinces. We have a few more than 6 this year. Okay, better crack on with this. As I said, we're going to be racing against the light. So we need to get going. Stripped. The quince tree is naked of fruit. And this is ridiculous. I don't know how many kilos we have here. So these ones are the ones that don't have obvious holes or cracks. And these ones here have a few cracks. This is actually more fruit weight than we got off the tree last year to make last year's quince jelly. So this is just silly. We've got a friend who likes quinces. We're going to see if we can give some away. Obviously there's tomatoes either side. There's a whole tray of ripening tomatoes or fully ripe. These ripen up just fine off the vine, so we grab them. These are the decolgas down here, which mostly have blossom end rot, but you can cut them in half and throw them in a passata. And Kat's been harvesting some leaves, some shiso or perilla, and some chard. And that's us done for today, really, because the light is very rapidly going. We've done a couple of other small jobs. These are some very root-bound little chards that we've had in the conservatory at home for ages. We're throwing them in the ground, giving them some water, and maybe they'll grow. And the only other thing done really is I've put a drill of coriander seed in here to follow our coriander that's growing here really well at this time of year. That's like some of the luscious coriander we've had in ages. I can only just now see a couple are starting to go to seed there. And obviously there's this massive parsley, which is just a volunteer, but a welcome volunteer in between them. I don't know if it's going to be warm enough at this time of year to grow those coriander seeds, to germinate them. They're a funny old thing, corianders, so I'm not quite sure. If they don't germinate, that's fine. I will at some point soon try to put some drills of coriander into here, and one of our jobs in here soon is going to be clearing out this understory layer, definitely, especially all this old rocket. That rocket needs to go. It's quite pretty, it's covered in flowers. Leaving it for now. And the tomatoes are still giving us fruit, and they take priority, so they won't be coming out just yet. I've left those 2 fruit up there for now. and otherwise done some side shooting in here. It's amazing how vigorous the tomato plants are all the way through to quite late in the year. Look at that one, going all sideways. We're training some of them, especially the cherry style tomatoes, sideways because they still have plenty of chance. But as you can see, it's quite dark. I don't know, this image is probably going to be a bit grainy. I can see it looks quite dark on my screen. And I haven't got to the bottom of that smell. I'm a bit worried. I think maybe a rat or something has fallen into the bottom IBC, because it's got a little hole in the top of the IBC lid which something could drop into. But it's weird. I stick my head down there and it doesn't smell like it's coming from there. This is one of those weird smells that just seems to come at you from every direction at once. Roadkill. Anyway, I'm going to have to try and wrangle these into the car somehow. I actually think I'm going to go get the car and bring it up the plot to track, because carrying this down to the car is just silly. Okay, let's go do that. Time to get the little fox. And how much produce can you fit in the back of a VW Fox? It's a little bit ridiculous.